Welcome back to the channel. I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. Anyways, today's video is let's talk about May. Let's talk about May. I don't have a problem with April. I didn't have a problem with March. I do feel like March and April were kind of weird months. Like I wasn't really excited about much, but for some reason I'm excited about May. So I'm gonna ride that wave and hopefully the wave just keeps going and doesn't crash. That's what waves do, right? They crash. Anyways, for May, I do have a couple of goals for May. The most important being, I would really like to focus more on finding stories that I love and immersing myself in stories that I am loving instead of being so worried about finishing books. I think that maybe that was something going on in March and April where I just felt like I had to finish a book, and the fact that it was taking me longer than it normally does was bothering me. And I think that that prevented me from being enthusiastic about reading for a little bit. So I think for May, whatever I'm reading, I'm just going to sit in it. I'm just going to let myself marinate in the story, ferment in the characters. I'm just going to enjoy what I'm doing, what I'm reading about. I think that maybe a little bit I am kind of like losing my love for reading just a little bit. Not obviously like I'm never going to read again. Nothing like that, but I do think that my desire to be the same type of reader that I was 6 months ago, 2 months ago, is maybe keeping me from becoming a different type of reader. I don't know. That sounds really deep for no reason, but that's just like my train of thought when it comes to this because I can't figure anything out. I can't figure out why I suddenly feel pressured to finish books quickly. I mean, yeah, I'm a fast reader, but there's nothing wrong if it takes me a week to finish a book, you know what I mean? So, for this month, I'm going to be focusing on quality. No, I'm not going to say I was ever really focused on quantity, but maybe that is the problem. Maybe I was subconsciously focused on quantity instead of quality. This month, I'm actively pushing myself to just sit in the stories that I'm picking up, especially the ones that I'm liking. So we're going to go with that for the month. And I also really want to pick back up on mangas and my anime. Obviously, it's not necessarily because I didn't want to partake in those. It was kind of just like a life thing. Life happened. But now I'm going to go back to actively making time for the things that I enjoy, even if they're little tiny things like reading a manga right before bed. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's illustrations, whatever. I want to take the time to read the things I want to read and watch the things that I want to watch. That's a little harder though, because sometimes my daughter doesn't like to watch me watching other things, but some animes aren't kid friendly, quite frankly. So I'm gonna find ways to make time to watch the things I want to watch. That's the point. Anyways, let's get right into it. I will break the video up in case you're here for like a manga update. You don't have to watch the book updates. If you're here for an anime update, you don't have to watch anything else. I'll break it up for you guys and timestamp it. That way you can watch what you want to watch, if you want to watch it all. I really hope you do. I think it was like maybe a week or two ago now, I really have no concept of time, quite frankly, that I had talked to you guys and I said that I wanted to get back into manga and I had wanted to restart Skip and Loafer and then start The Promised Neverland. Never got to these two. I did finish The Fragrant Flower up to volume 6. Volume 7 doesn't come out until June, I believe, which, okay, kind of a side note. I was going to pre-order that. I was just going to pre-order volume 7 because I just wanted to have it whenever I can get my hands on it. But then I decided I am going to go into the store and I'm going to get it. I think there might be a bookstore close to me or like, you know, in my state, which is very tiny. Rhode Island is very little. I think there's a bookstore where they have manga because some of the indie ones I've been to so far don't have manga. So I'm going to try to go there to get volume 7 of The Fragrant Flower. And if that doesn't work, then I know Barnes & Nobles will probably have it. But I do want to I want to take a moment to go and hunt that volume 7 down. So instead of pre-ordering it, I'm going to go get it. And that was kind of useless information, but I really felt the need to share that with you. So I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, I would really, really like to pick up volume 2 of Skip and Loafer. I think I might want to try to get volume 3 and 4 in too. We'll see, but definitely volume 2. And then I'm starting The Promised Neverland. I'm actually going to start it and I am going to be going out to get a couple more volumes just because I have this feeling. I only read like the first 3 pages, but I really liked it. And I have this feeling that once I start it, I'm not gonna wanna stop. So I'm gonna go pick up a couple volumes of The Promised Neverland. I also think that it's completed. Please correct me if I'm wrong if you've read this. I think it's completed and there's like 20 or 21 volumes. So do I get a box set of all of them or do I hunt them down piece by piece? Let me know, because I kind of like the idea of like going out to get a couple of volumes of the mangas I'm reading every once in a while. versus just having a box set and it's here and then I don't have anything to go get. But also, I know that it might make more sense to buy the box set versus this. So let me know what you guys suggest if you're into manga at all. But those are the two mangas that I am going to be focusing on this month, is these two. These are the two. Anyways. Now, shifting from manga over to its brother-sister anime. I don't know which one you want to call it. This month, I really want to rewatch Cyberpunk. Guys, it's going to be the second time I've watched Cyberpunk in 2025. And the third time overall. There's just something about watching it a second time. It made me cry even harder than I did the first time. And let me tell you something, I was a mess the first time I watched Cyberpunk. I was a disaster. The second time watching it, I couldn't look anybody in their eyes because I wanted to cry. I just didn't, it was such an impactful show. And there were so many moments of Cyberpunk where I was like, oh my God. So I want to rewatch it. And while I'm rewatching it, I want to see if I can find books that'll give me a similar feeling, because things that like tear emotions from me and just like rip me open and never put me back together, I really enjoy that. And I know that sounds crazy, but I am a believer that readers and anime watchers, we are toxic. We are toxic human beings, and I'm okay with that. So my toxic trait is that I like shows and books that tear me apart. So that's what I'm on the hunt for. I want to be a blubbering mess in the fetal position in a corner. That's what I want for myself. I deserve that. So we're going to rewatch Cyberpunk and hopefully find some books that give me a similar feeling. I would also really like to watch Violet Evergarden. I think I have started that show maybe 2 or 3 times. Never made it past the first episode. I just don't think that I was in the state of mind to like take on what that show is possibly going to do, because I've heard such good things about it. And I can tell you from the one episode that I have watched 4 times now, probably, I can tell that it's going to be a show that probably will have an emotional effect on me. But for some reason, I just chicken out as soon as I get to the end of episode 1. So one of my goals for May is to continue and finish Violet Evergarden. One thing that sticks out to me, like very superficial, I guess, is the animation. I really genuinely like that animation. I thought it was beautiful, and I just thought it was so well done in that one first episode that was like 20 minutes long, I think. So hopefully that is something that I can get done this month, but that's one of my goals. One of my goals is to get back into anime, back into manga. We're starting with Cyberpunk, Violet Evergarden. We want to read The Promised Neverland, and we want to continue with Skip and Loafer. I think I'll be able to do it. I think I'll be able to do it because I'm way more excited this month than I have been in the last 2 months. All right, on to the books. So hopefully, if you're still here, you want to hear about what books I want to read. So I'm going to be starting off the month with 2 buddy reads, and that's going to be The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I think that's how you say his name. Their name, actually, I don't know. Yeah, that's how you say their name. I don't know who they are. So I'm going to be reading this one with Rocky and Yokasta. They're both on TikTok and Instagram. They don't post on BookTube, but I'm really excited for this because Sheldina, who does post on BookTube, was telling me about this, and she said that it has a twist of twists, and I'm really excited. And I sampled the audiobook, and there's 2 narrators. There's a older female and a younger female, and there was just something about their voices during the sample that I was like, I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. Their voices went together so well, and just like the 3 minutes I listened to. So I'm really excited for this, and I believe this is a thriller, psychological thriller, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Anyways, I'm excited to read this. I have been on my thriller bag lately, and I'm not trying to get out of here. It's just a lot of fun to be reading and literally have no idea what's going on. I enjoy that. I like being clueless for quite a while. I like the adrenaline rush I get when I think that I know what's something and I don't know anything. I like that for some reason. I really do enjoy that. And then my second buddy read of the month is going to be Legendborn. I'm finally reading Legendborn. I know I'm like super late to the hype train because everybody and their mother loves this series, but Sheldina and I are going to be reading Legendborn probably in like the first few weeks of May, and I'm excited. I listened to the audiobook and I didn't love it. I don't know, I just didn't love the audiobook, so I think I'm just going to do a physical read, of an eyeball read, like Sam says, of this one instead. But I am excited to finally embark on the Legendborn series. Is it Legendborn? Is it called something else? Please hold. Please hold. Yeah, it's a Legendborn series. Okay, yeah. I also would like to see if I could get into Dreams of Gods and Monsters. This is the 3rd book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. and my hold on the audiobook is finally ready, and I think that I'm finally ready to go back in. I might have mentioned this before, but I loved book 1, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. It was fantastic. I adore that book. Book 2, I could never remember the title of that one, but I also really liked it. I do feel like it dragged a little bit, but I still loved the story. Book 3, we had some hiccups, unfortunately, because I started reading it, and I think I got to page 77. And there were 2 new POVs introduced, and my brain was just not on board. My brain said, we are so far into the series, and now you want me to care about 2 additional people. And that just turned me off from it. I don't know why, but it just made me not want to read it anymore. So I put it down, but I think I'm finally ready to pick it up. I think I'm ready to give it a chance. I think I just was in dire need of like a break from these kind of epic type fantasies, or like well, this one's not high fantasy actually, because it's set in Prague and then set in a fantastical world. So I'm gonna say epic, I guess. I needed a break from fantasy, is the point I was trying to make. Sorry. I needed a break from fantasy, and I ignored that, and then I tried to pick this one up, and I DNF'd it. So we're going to try to get back into this. I do have the audiobook ready to go. Thank you very much, Libby, as always. I've been getting most of my audiobooks from Libby. And Libre FM, by the way. And, yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes. It's a big one, though. This 3rd book is the biggest. I think it's like 600 pages. Yeah. 619 pages. So we'll see how it goes. I do know that I love Laini Taylor's writing. Like, she builds such a beautiful, intricate world. And even when she's describing Prague, which is a very real place, she does it in a way that just is so atmospheric. Like, she really builds the story around these worlds. And her characters are so fleshed out. I absolutely love how multi-layered her characters are. All of them, even side characters, just have so much to them. And I enjoy it. It was just the additional POVs. I was like, no, I was attached to my characters. Why are you trying to get me attached to new ones? But we're going to try it anyways because I really love it. And once I'm done with this series, I would really like to jump into Strange the Dreamer, I think it's called. That's another duology by Laini Taylor. And I would like to read that this year at some point too. But I definitely want to finish this first, because we want to finish series before we start new series. And don't hold me to that, because I'm a reader, and I'm a mood reader, so I will oftentimes just pick up a book while I'm still in the middle of another series. So I will be planning content around manga and anime on top of my books. I don't necessarily want to split my channel yet, because I just personally don't think it's necessary right now. It might be something that's done in the future, but for right now, everything will be here, and I'll just create playlists. That way, if you don't really care about what I'm reading, you can tap into what I'm watching at that point. But anyways, as usual, I'm going to be quiet because I'm talking too much, and I don't know if any of it makes sense. I don't know if anything I say ever makes sense. I will see you guys for the next video, and as always, happy reading.